Hello and welcome, Snake here. Today, in Snake Talks, I want to talk about the current situation and the current conflict that has happened between Poland and Ukrainian governments. It unfortunately goes back to history, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about history, and there won't be my judgment on the situation. It will most likely be facts. My camera is sorry. I can afford to have better camera. Maybe eventually when my YouTube explode. No. And most of the time I cover gaming, and I most likely will remain to that. So don't worry. I'm not done with Dying Light. I'm not done with zombies. I'm not done with Warhammer. But from time to time, I will absolutely talk about situations, about stuff that I am either personally, involved, or stuff I have a bit idea about. Because why not? Right? I'm trying to make my content a little bit more interesting. Nevertheless, let's go Ukrainian conflict. So, all beef currently happens because Polish president revoked the highest order that medal, let's call it medal, that Poland gives to people for their deeds. They revoked it from President Zelensky from Ukraine because he named a military company, in order to honor the army that pretty much created Ukraine. It's UPA. In Poland, we call it UPA. And there is a problem because that company have a terrible backstory. Okay, it has it's like a coin, right? The second part of a coin is really terrible. The Ukrainian government, the entire country, was created on the blood and bones of Polish citizens that were slaughtered by the company that President Zelensky wants to honor. And I understand why. They created the country, right? And the biggest problem is that as Germany can handle, and they, took it. Okay, Hitler did that. Yeah, we know. And they took it. Ukrainians cannot. They glorify the UPA army despite knowing that the history is rather grim. So yeah, but that's not even worse. President Zelensky absolutely decided to mock Polish people. The medal he received, he sent like FedEx. He sent it by FedEx. Okay, that's disgraceful to the medal he received. A lot of other people from government decide to send it back. Fine. Okay. Allegedly, President Zelensky knew exactly that this will trigger Polish people. And he said, allegedly, fuck them. That's what Ukrainian president said, knowing exactly this will increase the hostility towards Ukrainian people. Okay. When the war between Ukraine and Russia began, Poland opened the door for Ukrainian people, for refugees. We gave a lot of money to make them feel good. We help them out. The kids go to school. We take care of them all the time. They pay. Some of them works. Some of them pay taxes. Some of them help society. Right? They're normal members of society. And I guarantee that if the hostility won't rise greatly, they won't ever go back to Ukraine. Couple of reasons. I know exactly. I met hundreds of Ukrainian people, and most of them were just lovely people. I really liked it. My family, I have a nephew that is half Ukrainian. So the Ukrainian merge with Polish people. They do. And most of them, and this is probably a harsh pill to swallow by President Zelensky, most of them never going back to Ukraine. Why? Okay, let's go for like money. Ukrainian people start to visit Poland for work, like, they immigrate for work in 2017 and 15. I remember they were actually 2017, 18. I met a lot of temporary employees from Ukraine. And in those temporary jobs, they earn so much more money than they could ever earn in Ukraine. So the situation is so much better in Poland. It was so much better in Poland that they never wanted to go back. Hell, I met a doctor and she said she's never coming back. She earned like X times more than she ever could in Ukraine. Her life, she was able to establish herself here, help entire family in Ukraine. But because a lot of people still lives there. So they came here and they're establishing their lives. Good for them. I have nothing against it. But I'll give you a perfect example. I still need to wait 2.5 years to visit a specific doctor because Ukrainian people get priority. That's how high we try to help the Ukrainian refugees. More than 2 million people came to Poland. And President Zelensky doesn't give a fuck about them. Or he does give a fuck, and he hopes that if he will spread hatred, he will cause spreading hatred amongst Polish people to Ukrainians, they will go back to Ukraine. That's a lie, because they will move forward to another country of EU rather than going to Ukraine back. Why? There is nothing good waiting for them. According to what they said, half of a country is ruined. There is not enough resources to live with dignity. And some of them just don't want to die. That's it. That's fucking it. So what's the problem? Okay. The UPA army slaughtered more than 100,000 Polish people. And there is one specific place, Wołyń, where they gathered a lot of people, they murdered them. Just like that. It even touched my ancestors, okay? Some branches of my family was murdered in that place. And what Poland always wanted is to close this chapter, to exhumate the bodies so we can bury them with dignity, because there were mass graves, okay? They were just piling them to one pile of corpses. They did not give a fuck about those bodies. And that's the dark past of a army that created Ukraine country. And here's the thing. Let's do switcherino. Let's say Germany decide to name their company Adolf Hitler. Entire world would fucking flip, okay? Entire world, or SS, or anything like that. Here's the thing. The army that created Ukraine was trained by Germany. Yes. Before they launched attack on Russia, ZSRR, they were helping murder Polish people. They trained them, and then after the Russia was attacked, they switched sides. They decide to fight, still murder Polish people and Germans. So yeah, this is terrible scar on a army that created entire government, right? And no wonder they try to hide it. But that's the truth. And as much you would hate that, Adolf Hitler company would exist, that Polish people hate that UPA, the army that was, created the government, is named the company because they did terrible things to Polish people. Disgraceful and terrible things. And they were not men. They slaughtered elder people, kids and women. Unarmed, innocent people. That's the history. That's a very hard pill to swallow. Because you want to glorify your, creators of your country. But Germany learned to live with Adolf Hitler in the past as a history, a grim history. And that's what I think President Zelensky should absolutely learn to do. And he could absolutely just close this chapter. Because when we accepted refugees, there was no, okay, we do this, you did this for us. No, at that time when the war started, there was no, okay, we help you, but, no, there was no but. We helped just like that. And after years, we wanted something that is quite important to us. We did not get it. Because why? Because President Zelensky doesn't give a fuck about us at all. He doesn't give a fuck because he wants to make a deal with German government and skip absolutely Poland. Despite us helping so much. And that's basically the conflict. Because President Zelensky knew exactly what he was doing. And now he's trying to make us the bad guys. All we wanted to do is close the chapter. Bury our people. No. He hopes that hostility will grow towards his people. And I condemn that. Listen, if you're Polish people, please don't. Because those people are innocent. They did nothing wrong. They're refugees running from a war. They have entire families here. They're not coming back to Ukraine because there is nothing good waiting for them. And I'm sure President Zelensky wants to catch them all like a Pokemon. He wants those people back. I'm not gonna say a lot of things here I could. Because I don't want to spread misinformation or just hatred. So please, don't be mean to those people. They did nothing wrong. If you want to, use your hatred, spend it on the government rather than refugees. It's the people above, on top of a food chain, let's call it, that decides the fate of a different situation. So they are to put the blame. Those people are, not the refugees. So please don't be mean to them. They deserve the same dignity that we do. And like I said, this video is not to spread hate. I just want to tell you how does it look from perspective of a Polish guy. I hope that our governments will eventually look up and find a way to close this problem, because it would be a shame. It would be a shame to waste such a potential for friendship. However, I'm pretty sure the friendship is gone. As me, I can just say that I'm not racist. I'm not spreading hatred, and I'm not gonna. I met a lot of Ukrainian people. They're lovely people. I mean, it's like in every society. There are some good people, some bad people. I had luck to meet mostly the good ones. So I'm grateful, and I wish them the best. I really hope that they like Poland, and I hope they stay here. Because seeing what the fuck is going on in Europe, this is actually the safest place currently to live with family, especially with kids. Damn, even my kid at school just loves to play with Ukrainian girl. She's lovely. I love her parents. They're really cool people. I don't want them to anything wrong happen to them. So, yeah. And that's it. I hope you like it. I hope I didn't mess up any facts, but if I do, please let me know in the comment. In the meantime, I wish you a wonderful day. And don't be mean to Ukrainian people. Polish too. Please, stop fighting. They do not deserve it. It's the governments. Always the fucking governments. They deserve to be, they deserve that heat you wanna have. You have. Don't use it on people that did absolutely nothing wrong. I hope you like it. Hope you have a great day. Till the next time, take care and bye-bye.